This podcast contains discussions of mature themes, including violence, which may not be suitable for all audiences. Please proceed with caution. Listener discretion is advised.
Oh. Sorry. Hey, folks. How can I help? Everything, okay back there? Oh! Just go. It's okay. Sorry. Things get a little boring around here late night.
Welcome everybody to this episode of Dark Talk. I'm Dan and I'm here with James and Paul. Guys, how's it going?
Hello.
Hello.
How's it going?
Very well, thank you. How are you two?
I'm good.
Yeah, all good.
Good,
Same
good.
old.
So here we are, Dealer's Choice, episode 2.
After rewatching it, I'm very excited to hear what you two think. Because Paul, this is a first watch for you, right?
Yeah, I've not seen it once. I've seen it nonce.
Let's recap first though. What have you guys been doing in the weeks since we've last recorded?
I bought a house. Pretty cool.
What?
Yeah, but this has been going on for like a few months now. But yeah, be moving in within the next week or two. So that's a pretty big life-changing thing. I also rewatched, which is now one of my favourite TV shows ever, Sharp Objects, which I first saw back in 2017 or 18. And then I was listening to a song that's in the soundtrack recently, and I was like, oh shit, it's on that TV show, that's amazing. And Izzy had never seen it, so I was like, right, I'm going to buy it because it's worth it. And yeah, that's about it.
Nice one. First of all, James, congratulations on the house. That's lovely.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah. I also watched Sharp Objects as well because of your recommendation. And yeah, it was pretty good. I don't think Dan's seen it yet, so I won't say too much.
I know, I'm gutted. Dan, I'm so shocked you didn't watch all 6 episodes in 2 days, like you said you were going to.
I'm a busy man. I hold down a real job. I will watch it tonight.
You're going to watch it all tonight? No. I was just made me laugh the other day when Paul was like, oh, I watched it. You were like, don't say anything, I'll watch it all.
Well, it's only like 6 episodes, right?
Well, 6, it might be 8, yeah. And they're all like an hour each.
Yeah, well, I could cram in 3 a night, you know? We're talking about episodes of Sharp Objects here, not cocks in my arse. Before you two say anything like that.
Well, I'll just say I did guess the ending, and I wrote it down on my phone like days before I got to the finale, so I could just show you and prove it. Other than that, what else have I watched? I watched a film called Sentimental Value, which was on Mubi.
Oh, yeah, I want to watch that.
Pretty good, yeah, it's pretty good. You know what you're getting with Mubi, don't you? So, I started the the brand new season of Scrubs as well, which...
Oh, there's a new season?
Yeah, it's just come out.
How was it?
I don't know. I loved Scrubs when I was growing up, but I don't think the humour like translates that well, you know, to like this day and age. Seeing a man in his like mid-40s doing those like flashbacks or like those like imagination things where he's like, I don't know. It's all right. Don't know if I'll go back to it.
You were such a fan of Scrubs. I remember you losing your shit. Me and you were watching American Dad, and Francine makes a joke because she's a doctor for some reason. She says, "Oh, being a doctor's so hard. No wonder those doctors in Scrubs don't have time to be funny." And you were like, fucking Seth MacFarlane saying that. He's one to fucking talk, and just went on and on about it. I was like, just let it go, dude. It's fine. It's fine.
I don't think that happened.
It did. 100%.
I didn't even like it that much. I liked like the first couple of seasons when they came out.
You did. You used to go on and on about how funny the janitor is.
Oh, the janitor's hilarious. He will never not be hilarious. Best character. And Ted. Ted passed away. The guy who plays Ted passed away, though, didn't he? Daniel Lloyd, is it? Southern Lloyd?
Oh, did he?
Christopher Lloyd's nephew.
Have you ever watched the Middle?
Yeah, he's the dad in that, isn't he?
Yeah. That's on Netflix recently. I've been watching a couple of episodes of that as well.
It's dead easy to watch. I don't think it's that funny, but it's quite comforting.
Yeah. It's not like it's not a touch on Malcolm in the Middle, but
No.
Which they are also remaking.
Mm.
I'm kind of like, sorry, I'm just kind of like, I don't know which way to go with Malcolm in the Middle remake, because again, it's like, leave it in the past. It's a product of its time. Leave the memories alone. It's probably just not going to be very good. But I don't know. But then I'm going to have to see it. So
yeah.
Sorry, Paul.
No, it's all right. I was just going to continue. I also started watching a film called The Other Lamb, which is also a movie, and I honestly only got like 10 minutes into it. It was very dull. The main woman in it looked just like Daniel Radcliffe, and I couldn't get past it. Like, I was just like, it's Harry Potter.
Oh yeah, she does.
It's Harry Potter.
I think I saw the trailer for that, or a poster for it, and I was like, fuck, it looks so good. Is it not?
It's a bit boring.
Is it?
Yeah. But if I watched anything else, to be honest. How about you, Dan?
I watched a film, I recommended it to you guys in our WhatsApp group, called Redux. It's from 2025, and it reminds me a lot of Primer and Time Crimes, and it's science fiction. It's a science fiction revenge film, I'm just going to say that. But like, you two, you have to watch it, because my jaw was just on the floor watching it the whole time. I fucking loved it. It was so good. Quite low budget as well. But you wouldn't be able to, you can't tell, because it's shot so well, but it's, really, really good.
What's it called, sorry?
What else have I watched?
Redux. Does it star Norman Reedus?
That was really fucking good, that, James, honestly. Right on my street, that
one. I watched another film I was telling you about, James, last week, called Targets, starring Boris Karloff.
Oh, I needed to make a note of this. Yeah,
one of his last film roles. It's not like the kind of film that you would expect from him. He doesn't play a monster. He basically plays himself. And yeah, it just I don't want to say what happens, and it just really just go and watch it. Absolutely amazing. Just getting goosebumps thinking about it. Watched The Number 23. Didn't we, Paul?
Yeah, still pissed off about that one.
Did you cover it for this?
We covered it for the podcast.
Oh, young, okay. I haven't seen that film in years, and I remember liking it as well.
It's free on the Patreon now if you sign up as a member. It's free. So everyone out there listening, go to patreon.com/darktalkpod. Thank you. That's it really. Not much else.
I'm kind of in a thing at the moment, like, because we're rewatching The Office, so I'm like, get home, cook food, and then just sit down and go, right, we'll watch one episode of this, then we'll watch like a film that we've never seen, and then I just end up like keeping that on. So I was like, once I've got the next 3 seasons out the way, then I'm like free to be. I'll have more interesting conversation at the beginning.
No, it's always a gamble with films, because you put it on, and in my head I have to stick with it if it's good or bad. I hate turning a film off.
Yeah.
So I've watched some like crap that I've just had to like dredge my way through. But yeah, it's always a flip of a coin.
I also started watching The Spanish Office, which was quite good. I only got like 10 minutes in or something, but it was quite good.
That sounds like it would be fucking so good. A Spanish Michael Scott.
He was, like, from what I could see, he was a bit more like a mix between Dwight and Michael Scott, but it was pretty
because in my head he's like that. I was trying to think of his name the other day. Remember that Spanish poker player Humberto Brenes or something, was it? Do you remember him?
Little old dude.
Yeah,
I think I remember him. Yeah, I'm gonna have to Google him. Hang on.
Was it Humberto Brenes? Oh yeah, there he is. Costa Rican professional poker player, and he'd always like dance around the table and stuff like that. I thought I just only mentioned it because I remember Paul. You always finding him dead funny.
I also watched I Swear, that film about the guy with Tourette's on Netflix.
Oh,
it was a pretty good film.
I've heard it's amazing.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking it was going to be very good, but it was actually definitely recommended.
Yeah, quickly before we get started, I just want to remind everyone that Dark Talk is now on Patreon, and it is the best way to support the show. You can find us at patreon.com/darktalkpod. That's patreon.com/darktalkpod. For $4.50 a month, you'll get access to all of our bonus episodes, and there are a lot of them, as well as our ongoing series where Paul and I cover every single episode of The X-Files. And if you just want to help keep the lights on here at Dark Talk Radio HQ, there's also a $1.50 tier here, which it's a good way to support the show. So, right, let's get into it. Right, Dark Talkers, let's talk dark. So, gents, we are here tonight to discuss Vacancy from 2007, directed by Nimród Antal, starring Kate Beckinsale, Luke Wilson, Frank Whaley, and Ethan Embry. So, James, this was your dealer's choice. Why have you chosen this one for us?
Okay, so I chose this one because when this came out, I went to the cinema at least, I think like 3 or 4 times to see it. I took my,
Really?
yeah, I was obsessed with it. I took my girlfriend at the time, I took my mate, I took whoever would go with me. I was just obsessed with it, and I hadn't seen it for, God, since like before I went to uni, which is like a long time ago. And I was like, fuck, like it just popped into my head one day. I was like, I wonder if that would be good for the podcast to talk about. And that's why I chose it.
Paul, this was a first watch for you, I think.
It was, yeah. I don't think I even knew of its existence until James picked it for this. So, yeah, brand new first watch for me, this one.
I've seen this a couple of times over the years, yeah. But for me, it belongs in that family of films with Wrong Turn and what else? I can't even think what else. I had another one in my head that came out a year after this now, and it's gone.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's that
bit like Hostel and stuff like that, isn't it?
I think that's what they're going for. I don't think it's as effective as Hostel, but we'll get to that. Yeah.
So if you go on IMDb and you scroll down, it says more like this. It's got The Last House on the left, Wrong Turn, You're Next, Vacancy 2, The First Cut, The Hills Have Eyes, Wolf Creek, The Collector, Hostel. Yeah, so Switchblade Romance or High Tension, which Dan mentioned last time. But it definitely feels like one of those films, doesn't it?
Yeah, this was watching this for me was like a period piece. This was took me straight back to 2007, and that whole they're not quite slashes, but what would you call them?
I always think of them of the way they look. They look like I think it's like this is even later than the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake, but they've all got that really polished. You know, like how the Black Christmas remake look. It's just like so polished and like
really slick, no grit to it.
Yeah, I guess this is maybe a tiny bit different. I think this does have some grit to it, but yeah, it's like very of its time, like you said.
I thought this film had a lot of horror cliches. It was very much made for a mainstream cinema audience. Like you say, very, very slick, very polished. The bits that I don't think had that actually genuinely scared me were the bits where they discover the snuff tapes. That was the only bit that I thought was actually scary in this film.
Interested to go through it.
Yeah. We'll go through though. Okay, so the film opens up with the credits. Now, I fucking love these credits. It was like, I thought we were in for a Hitchcock thriller. I was like, oh, here we go. It's going to be like Psycho.
Literally, Soul Bass, Psycho style opening. And the music as well. I was so obsessed with these titles when I first watched this film. And at the time, I was doing media in college, and like one of our things is we had to shoot like an opening title sequence or something to do like with a film, and I was like asking the teacher, I was like, oh, like how would I make these? And he was just like, I don't know. But then we had this specialist like come in. He worked in the film industry, and he was like, oh yeah, you need to use like After Effects and all this stuff. And I was like, at the time I was like, what the fuck is he talking about? But I was mad obsessed. I think they're so good.
What do you think, Paul?
Yeah, pretty good. I really liked the music. It sounded a bit like Friday the 13th, you know, had like that kind of
urgency to it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they were cool. They went on a bit long, but they were cool.
So when the credits end, they fade into this. We fade into the license plate of the car, which is being driven by Luke Wilson and Kate Beckinsale, who are playing David and Amy, and they are a couple that do not get on. They do not like each other, and I just thought of like they're a poor man's Rex and the girl from The Vanishing. You know, it's like the opening of The Vanishing.
Yeah, what do we think of the casting?
I'm gonna ask the question that's probably on everyone's minds. Okay. What does everyone think of Luke Wilson's acting in this film?
I think he's trying to be like Jack Nicholson in The Shining.
Yeah,
he sounds so much like him. Every line he says is just like, which I don't. Do you know what? When I said it on the podcast last and I chose this film, I was like quite apologetic. I was like, oh, it's not the best. Thinking of like him in it and stuff like that. But do you know what? I rewatched it and I was like, there's far worse. I've seen far worse. You know, it's not great, and it's a very, very interesting choice. I'll give you that. But yeah, I don't mind it so much. Once you put it to the back of your head.
As soon as he spoke, he sounded like Jack Nicholson, but with like a southern twang. But I will never not believe that he isn't just a mix between his brother Owen and Tom Cruise. They're like, if those two had a baby, it would be Luke Wilson. I'm telling you. But his acting was fine. Yeah, he's not a bad dramatic actor, to be honest.
Dan, I see you disagree completely.
It's not that bad.
I don't know if it was his line delivery or the script. Everything he was saying, I was just like, oh my god, I don't know if he was overacting or trying. What has he done like before this? Is he a comedy actor? Because I've only ever seen him in Bottle Rocket.
Yeah, so he did Old School, and was he in Idiocracy? Yeah, he was in Idiocracy, Old School. Can't remember what else.
Are these comedy films?
Yeah, full-on comedy film. But he's not a very comedic actor within these comedy films. He's always plays the straight man, while everyone else around him is being insane or quirky and stuff like that. You know, like in Old School, you've got Will Ferrell and Vince Vaughn being the pure comedy around him, and Idiocracy is just fucking insane. So everybody but him is completely mental in that film, which is quite a good film as well. Actually, I can't even think of what else he's been into.
Oh shit!
Shit!
Just realised he's in Scream 2.
Fuck, I was going to say
he
that.
Plays
yeah.
Billy.
I was going to say that. In the Stab films, Christ, he does. Stupid.
Stupid. Who is he in Zombieland?
I don't know, but it's on his credits here.
Yeah, he's in the second one as well, apparently. Nah, he must have just worked on it or something. He's not in that film. I've seen that film loads of times.
Jackass 2.
He's in, I think he's just in a load of Wes Anderson stuff, isn't he?
He's in a film called Bongwater, and the front cover is just this giant ass in a pair of Daisy Dukes.
Apparently he's in Vacancy 2, the first cut as well, so...
I think that's archive footage.
Yeah, it must be right.
I'm not a massive fan of him as an actor. I guess the character in this is okay.
It is a weird casting choice. I wonder why they went with him.
I don't know.
Just get a big name attached to it or something? I don't know.
He's not even that big a name. I mean, Kate Beckinsale is a way bigger name than Luke Wilson. What do we think of Kate Beckinsale in this? I don't think she does much in this at all, apart from cry and whimper while he does all the heroic stuff.
Yeah, there was, God, at the beginning of this, obviously we'll go into it and stuff, but everything he says, she's like, and then she like attacks him somewhere. There's a bit where they've broken down, obviously this is going ahead, where they've broken down, and he's got the front bonnet up trying to fix the engine. He's like, would you give it a try? And she's like, it's not going to work. And he's like... And you can just see the look he turns away and he goes, and he's like, will you just please try it, honey? He's proper channeling his inner Jack Torrance in this.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, she is so annoying.
I like her as an actress, though. I think she's really cool.
Oh, yeah, she plays it really well.
First of all, I was going to mention, this is the second film in a row where we've got like a really bad couple who just argue like shit. They're not quite as bad as the characters from Kill List, but I think they were going through maybe worse trauma, but who knows? So I listened to a couple of reviews on this film as preparation, and people had said that these two didn't get on well on set, and the first line of the trivia is Kate Beckinsale had a difficult time working on the film with Luke Wilson, who often showed up hungover, late or unprepared. So
I wonder if that a lot of the lines were ad-libbed then, and she's like, oh, you were such a dick father and all this shit.
Hey, it's it's like on Kill List, all that what's the fucking word I'm looking for now?
Improv.
What's the word? Improv, that's the word I'm thinking of.
Could be.
Do you know what, though? I always thought up until last night that her name was Kate Beckinsale, and when it came up in the titles without the D, and it was an S instead, I was really confused. So it's my own little what's it called?
Mandela effect.
Imagine if it was just somebody else who looked like her called Kate Beckinsale.
I wasn't going to say Mandela. I was going to say, what's the other one for it? Where it just happens to one person.
Psychosis?
I don't know.
No, her dad is Richard Beckinsale. And he said Richard Beckendale then. Her dad is Richard Beckinsale from Porridge.
Yeah.
So yeah, Amy and David are a married couple who are on the verge of divorce because they have lost a child. They keep mentioning Charlie, who died. Now, a bit later on, towards the end of the film, they mentioned that it was an accident, but I couldn't understand what Kate Beckinsale was saying because she's like, it's not my fault. And I was like, like, what did she just say? And the version I watched didn't have subtitles, so I couldn't tell. And Luke Wilson was like, don't worry, it was just an accident. So did either of you catch what happened to their son?
I did. She said it was her fault because she left the stair gate open, meaning that it's implied.
Oh shit!
Kid fell down the stairs and she didn't prepare the stairs for the kid.
I left that big pile of knives at the bottom of the stairs.
Oh shit! I've never picked up on that before.
Yeah. So like we say, they're on the verge of divorce. They do not like each other. They keep sniping each other. Every little thing they say. She is popping pills and sleeping because she can't deal with the pain. He wants to mention his son all the time and talk through it. She just does not want to face this. And they're meant to be. I think they're coming back, aren't they, from staying at her parents' anniversary party.
Yeah.
So they're driving back, and he's driven almost a sixth of the way across the country in the wrong direction.
And now they don't have enough money to sleep.
Yeah. They swerve to miss this animal, and she keeps saying, "Oh, you put our lives on the line for a squirrel," and he was like, "It was a raccoon," and she keeps baiting him with it. She's like, "That squirrel," and he's like, "It's a goddamn raccoon. You were asleep."
He was like, "It's a goddamn raccoon."
So the car is damaged from whatever the swerve from the raccoon or the squirrel. So they pull up at this spooky old gas station, and there is a suspicious gas station attendant who tells them that they've driven in the wrong direction. Now he takes a look at their car, quote unquote fixes it, and then he gives Kate Beckinsale a sparkler and lights it there in that petrol station. Yeah. And I was like, I don't think this guy works in a gas station. That's a first rule, no open flames.
Literally. Why was he working at 1:25 in the morning?
Yeah. And they're just like so nonchalant that not one of them at any point is like, that's a bit weird. Like, he's just trying to give him money.
That'd be the first sign to just get the fuck out of there. Like.
Yeah. And doesn't he look exactly like... Well, let me ask you, who do you think he looks like?
Right. I need to mention this now, right? So when he came on the screen, I was like, it's that guy from Sweet Home Alabama. The main guy from Sweet Home Alabama.
Ethan Embry.
It is him.
The main guy from Sweet Home Alabama.
You mean like the boyfriend? No, because in Sweet Home Alabama, it's Patrick Dempsey, isn't it? I think.
Right. So
and then there's the other guy, the guy that she falls in love with that she used to go out with.
So I always thought, as soon as he came on, I thought, that's that guy who looks like Matthew McConaughey, but is in Sweet Home Alabama.
Yeah.
Right. But that's actually Josh Lucas, right? So who I have always thought looks like Matthew McConaughey, but it's a different person. Ethan Embry is in Sweet Home Alabama as well, but he's not the same guy as Josh Lucas. So I'm so confused. There are now 3 of them.
Okay.
Okay.
Right. Let's sort this out, right? So Sweet Home Alabama is Reese Witherspoon, and she falls in love with Josh Lucas when she goes back to her hometown, and Patrick Dempsey is the guy that she leaves for Josh Lucas.
Yeah.
Ethan Embry, who is in this film, is also in Sweet Home Alabama.
Yeah.
As Reese Witherspoon.
As playing Reese Witherspoon. Right, now, what were you going to say? Who's the third person you were going to say?
They both look a bit like Matthew McConaughey. They're like...
Yeah. Oh, right, okay.
They look the fake Matthew McConaughey's to me.
Yeah, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 4 Matthew McConaughey. Not like... They look at this spitting image of him, if not like this character's ripped off of is Vilma from Texas Chainsaw Massacre 4, right?
Yeah.
He's a spitting image of him.
So
this guy, Ethan Embry, was also in an episode of The Walking Dead, Paul. Do you recognise him from The Walking Dead?
No, actually I don't.
Right. I saw it in his credits, and I thought, who the hell is he? And as soon as I saw the guy, I was like, Jesus Christ, he is aged. He plays a guy, when the main gang turn up at Alexandria Safe Zone.
Yeah, I know who you're going to say. Is he
plays like a builder or someone, and he doesn't like Rick at first.
Yeah.
And then he's like, we need to do things your way, Rick. And then he just dies instantly, so Rick gets him with a knife in the side of the head.
Rick's fucking badass. He's in Scream 7 as well, apparently.
Yeah, he's a cop or something in that.
You were about to say the killer then, weren't you? Yeah, he's the cop.
No, like, if I told you who the killers were, you wouldn't know. You wouldn't even care, because that's how irrelevant the killers are in that film. So, James, who are you going to say who he looks like originally then? Matthew McConaughey in Texas Chainsaw Massacre 4?
Yeah, Vilma, basically, yeah.
Can't wait to cover that film.
Fuck, me too. Jesus.
Yeah, so this guy, the mechanic, he sends them off in the right direction. The car runs for about 5 minutes before breaking down again, so they have to walk back to the gas station, and they find that it is abandoned. But next door to the gas station is a motel, and this motel happens to have vacancies. So they walk into the office, and behind the door of the manager's office, they hear a lot of screaming, and this creepy dude with the moustache, who is he trying to be Norman Bates here, trying to act a bit awkward?
I don't really get this, because like surely like if he was acting like a normal guy who ran a motel, I know it's a film, for fuck's sake, but he's like so weird to the point where they'd be like should we just not stay here? I know they haven't really got a choice. Do you know? Whereas if he was just like normal and helpful, I don't know.
I think he's because I think he truly is a weirdo and a psychopath. That's his version of trying to act normal and like and friendly and stuff, but he just comes out a bit like Ned Flanders, and he also looks like Ned Flanders.
Fucking looks like,
but he's just that's what he thinks normal people act like, but obviously it's not. And yeah, they should run a mile. But you were going to say, James, do we know who he is?
Yeah, you know him, don't you?
He's
because of the metric system
in Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
Oh, because of the so he's one of the guys that Samuel L. Jackson shoots.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is one tasty burger. Yeah. So he appears sort of friendly enough, bit odd, but you know, we the audience have seen enough of these films to know that he is not what he seems. What do you think of this choice here to have like the screaming videos in the background and then have him come out and go, oh, it's just a video, and press pause? Because I think when you're first watching it, you're meant to think, is he torturing someone in there? But the way he goes back in and turns it off, it's like, and we find out later that it is a video. What do you think? The attempt to be stylish.
I think now it looks a bit like, but I think maybe back then it was a bit more on trend. You know, like it's the whole like go into like the gas station in Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and then they're all eating barbecue, and then it's like later on it's like, oh my god, it's people.
Because I didn't know anything about this film all the way up until seeing it, because I don't like looking up films and what they're about and stuff. I didn't know what was going to happen in this. I didn't know whether they were going to, after they'd broke down, they were going to keep going on foot. I didn't know if they were going to make it to there, where they were going home or whatever. And I didn't realise, I should have done because of the title, Vacancy, realised this was going to be about them at the hotel, but I didn't. So for me, I was just like, I thought he was supposed to be hurting somebody, and then it shows that he's just watching a film, or he explains it that way. And I thought it was like a red herring kind of thing at first, I think.
Okay.
Like he's just watching a violent film. Yeah, so didn't think much of it really. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you think he owns this motel, or do you think him and his gang just turned up and killed everyone and they just run it because nobody ever comes out there? Because they never sort of explain. I mean, we find out why they're doing it, but there's no sort of backstory with the motel. You know, you'd think the motel would have more people in it, you know, than they would.
Well, maybe we need to watch the sequel and then we could discuss the backstory. Vacancy first.
It's a prequel, actually, James.
Oh shit! Yeah, sorry.
Maybe we'll find out all the info we need. I would say that I reckon that he does own it, but it's just been handed down, and his family have done that for years and years. You know, it's just like a family, and they're probably his cousins or something. I don't know. It's supposed to be set in the south, isn't it, or like in the middle of nowhere, let's say.
Yeah.
So so I think none of them really have southern accents apart from Luke, but I think it would work if they were like a hillbilly family and they just ran this shithole motel thing that it's just been handed down in the family for years, and they've always just sort of like House of a Thousand Corpses style, just murdered anybody who comes across them.
I do think they're related, because a bit later on when we see one of the killers get when he dies, the manager is like, and he looks really upset about it. So I do think there is some family connection.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Also, I'm wondering as well, like if they're trying, like you mentioned, you think he would be a bit nicer and a bit more normal to try and get victims in. You'd also think that they would clean the room, because this room that they go in is like got cockroaches. It's just, what is this? Just dirty. The bathroom's fucking gross.
If they say they were going to do it that way and everything was like dead clean, and I think if they were going to make it now, I think it would be like that. But I think again back then they were like, if they got to set it in that motel, and that motel wouldn't look very good. I don't know. It's like fits the profile, doesn't it, of the setting?
Yeah, I guess. Well, I don't know. I've never been to a rundown motel in the middle of nowhere. The films tell me that they're all shithole, so maybe. Yeah.
So I always think how I could improve a film, and one way I did think about it was if it was a clean hotel, and like a weirdly clean hotel, you know, they got there and it was more culty, more like people were friendly but weird friendly, and the rooms were super clean, and that'd be a way to make it stand out a bit, rather than just being a stereotypical in the middle of nowhere shithole that people wouldn't stay at even if they had to. Just go back and sleep in the car. I don't know.
I think it's like, I think back then, I think a lot of these films that get made and get shot in the cinema, cinema, they had to have a return. So I think a lot of this, you had to spoon feed the audience a lot of this. So, oh, look at the room, it's horrible. Yeah. You know, whereas like today, because I was thinking about the film Barbarian. You know how when that was released, they didn't explain what anything about it was going to be until you'd seen the film, and now everyone knows. But there was no, you know what I mean? It was left for the viewer to discover themselves. Whereas I think you could figure out everything that was going to happen in this film from the trailer.
Oh yeah,
you know,
100%.
Yeah. And I guess, what do you reckon that is then? Just product of its time, or what?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, films like that still exist today. I'm not saying like today's better than back then, but I'm just saying that's the kind of film that this is compared to something like Barbarian, you know?
Yeah. Also, when you were just saying then about you never stayed in a shitty rundown motel, I just thought of a story when I was out in the States 2 years ago, and I stayed in a rundown motel. It was a bit weird, bit, you know, rough around the edges and stuff or whatever. And the second day when I was in the States, I just went to the local town, just like walking around. And because of my accent, I got talking to like a lot of local people. I was chatting to this lady who ran a shop, and she was like, "Oh, so where you staying?" And I said where I was staying, and she was like, "Oh," and I was like, and I was generally like, "Oh, fucking hell, here we go." I was like, "Oh, why? Like what have you heard?" This sounds like I'm making this up. And she was like, "Oh, I know the old owner's in prison now because he used to have cameras in the rooms and got caught watching people." And I was like, "Oh, fucking hell." I was like, oh, so like who runs it now? And she's like, "Oh, it's been taken over by a different family now." But yeah, sure.
A different branch of the family.
Yeah. So.
My biggest fear of staying in a hotel or a motel, the worst thing that could happen.
The bill.
Well, yeah, that. But Javier Bardem bursts in with a shotgun.
Mine would be not being able to get the hook around the briefcase and to leave all that money in the vent.
Yeah, so Amy and David, they're trying to decide where they should sleep on this gross ass bed. She's like, "I'm keeping my clothes on," and he's like, "I'm keeping my shoes on." Fucking. And I thought this bit was pretty nice because they talk about their impending divorce and they stop sniping at each other for 5 minutes and have a smile, and they're just like, "Oh yeah," and they have a laugh about this being their like last great adventure together. I thought, oh, do you know what? I was hating both of these because they were both doing my head in, but this was a really nice little moment. What did you think?
I wish both the characters had been written differently. I think it would be a much better film. They were like a young, not so much young, it doesn't matter about their age, but if they were just like a loving couple who really loved each other, and when they were in danger, you would actually be fearful of one of them losing the other. Do you know what I mean? You know, like, have you seen Eden Lake?
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, like are they fiancés or something in that? I can't remember.
Yeah, I think
they're
so,
like
yeah.
they're like in love, and they want to help each other and they want to save each other, and it adds like a level of like drama.
Engaged is the term. Sorry, fiancés. Sorry. Sorry.
They are fiancés then to each other.
No, they are engaged, like, and he is her fiancé and she is his fiancé. They're not fiancés. So they don't walk around.
They're fiancés. Look,
there's those fiancés.
Yeah, they're fiancés.
Sorry.
I could see your face going. I was like, what's he going to say now? You twat.
Sorry.
No, it's all right. If there was more seriousness to the fiancés, then I would care more about them. But because I didn't really give a shit about them, they didn't give me a reason to. Like, obviously they have their own problems, but all that arguing in the beginning, I was like, wouldn't mind if they both died.
Yeah, put you right off.
Yeah. I think it was an attempt to give the characters depth. I think it was saying, let's have them be divorced and they've lost a child, and just have that be, and that's how we can get them to do and say things that we want. You know, that's where we're going to get all our dialogue from. Because I don't think whoever wrote this has got it in them to write a good film where the characters are nice to each other. Because that's a lot harder to write, isn't it? You know, people being nice to each other than people who are sniping at each other all the way.
Yeah, I suppose.
So the room starts receiving crank calls and knock and run from outside.
It's Dan McNulty again.
Yeah, as well as the door connecting the two rooms keeps getting knock and run. Now, this seems like a weird thing to have. Like, do these exist in motels? You know, these doors that connect two rooms together. What are they for?
I reckon so. Remember that episode of Only Fools and Horses?
Oh, yeah.
It's a thing. Yeah. I think it's a thing, right?
Oh, I guess for parents and kids, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw a video not long ago on Instagram, and it was these girls dancing in like a hotel room, and they like leaned against the door, and the door swings open, and the camera just shows this man lying in bed in the other room. But like, it does that thing where it like pauses and zooms in on his face, and he's just like
This is where things start to go bad for this couple. So rather than acting scared, David just loses his temper, which I thought was quite refreshing to see. Like, he's just pissed off at this, as I would be, just like, what the fuck is going on here? He's like, come out here, asshole. He's like knocking on the door and this.
You wouldn't be like
because imagine if they'd all... I would.
No, you
I'm
wouldn't.
well hard. I'm so tough.
You would be
so fucking
under
tough.
the covers. Oh.
You'd shit your britches down.
Because I certainly would fucking be shitting my pants.
What, when someone knocks on the door?
Yeah.
I tried to think what it's like in your house when the post arrives.
Oh, he's got an arm off.
So David goes to the manager. David goes to speak to the manager, who promises to sort this out. And then, like, he just grab one of those guns off that display.
He doesn't, does he? The manager does.
Yeah, so I'm saying, the manager grabs the gun off the display and, like,
I
walks.
don't really understand that bit.
Like these antique pistols.
He says to him, doesn't he? He says, you better bring one of those 6-shooters as well.
Yeah.
And he does.
Like,
yeah.
You're telling me that this motel owner in the middle of nowhere doesn't have his own rifle behind the desk? This is America. This is goddamn America. So back in the room, David just wants to watch TV because he's knackered. He just wants to just chill out. And she's like, how can you watch TV at a time like this? And he's just like, oh, just fuck off. Like, just let me unwind. But there's no stations. He just gets white noise. So he's like, right, I know what I'll do. I'll put this videotape in. And I was like, oh, there we go. It's going to be the girl from The Ring. But no, it's actually worse for them because we get the big reveal now that the room that they are staying in is rigged with cameras, and it is actually the set of a bunch of snuff movies. Now, this was like I mentioned before, this was the only part of the film I thought was genuinely terrifying, because these snuff films are just not nice to look at. They're so rugged and gritty and realistic. And it's all from like 1 or 2 hard cameras that are filming the room, like CCTV cameras, and there's men and they're dragging the women and they're like screaming and stabbing them up against the wall, and the people are begging. It's fucking horrible. It's just,
I was like quite surprised because I haven't seen this in a while. I was quite surprised how graphic especially. You remember when they put that first one in and they're hanging that guy. They've got like a noose around this guy's neck. He's been like stabbed to death. Well, he's dying, and then they're pulling him up like through the thing. It's fucking so gross. It's just like Henry portrait. It's just bits like that. It's absolutely it's horrible.
I thought the depiction of these videos was really good. It reminded me a bit of like 8mm stuff like that, really well, really gross and minging. But so apparently the actors in these videos were stunt people as well, so that they were just like getting thrown around and they were being pretty aggressive with each other, really, so because they knew how to do it, so that helped. But also one thing that I noticed as well, one of the killers in the videos, and I imagine it's Ethan Embry's character, because he kind of had that sort of personality, like in between there's a bit where he's just like holding onto the ceiling thing and he's just hanging like that, as if he's just playing, it's like he's not taking it seriously. There's another bit where he's just sort of hanging around, and I think that was really good.
I wrote the same point down. Yeah, exactly what you said. It's just
good little detail.
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm of an age now where like I don't see any snuff films. Like you remember like when you're in college and everyone just Bluetooths your crappy videos and all that. And I remember seeing a clip of a snuff film from many, many years ago, and it was horrible. Paul, I think you know the one I'm talking about.
Yeah, probably. If it's the same one, right? It was when I worked in a hotel nights on my own, and someone sent it to me, and I watched it like just before I went to work on my own in a hotel for the whole night. And I was just like, I could not get it out of my head. This is the thing, like I love violent, gory films. I love weird, fucked up films, but anything that's real, like I can't stand it. I just cannot stomach it. And I don't know how people sit around and watch it for fun, They do though, don't they?
Yeah,
it's
Thank God. Just because thank God we live in more enlightened times. But so the lights power down and it's game on. So David is actually using his head, and he figures out that the killers must have heard them watching the tapes, so they shouldn't run straight out the front door. We should, think of something else to do. And then they both notice that the apple that Amy was eating in the car is in their bathroom, and they realize that someone's been in the bathroom. And this is where this is where the film really goes downhill. It just devolves into a load of horror cliches. There's the whole someone behind the bath curtain, slow reveal, pulls it down, no one there. I was like, oh, do you know what?
Yeah, like you said, quite a lot of cliches. There's a lot of time wasted in this part, like building up to like the climax. It's just usually like the middle section of a film is usually like the big part, isn't it? And then you get like the reward of the ending. But this felt like there was a lot of bullshit going on. It was only a short film as well. So.
It is, yeah. It's only like an hour 20. But then I'm thinking now of if you did it now, it would be such a different film.
Yeah.
Like, it's so, like you said, like, of its time, isn't it?
For me, it's because they're in the room, they're out the room. They're in the room, they're out of the room.
Yeah.
They're in the tunnel, they're out the tunnel. They're back in the tunnel, they're in another room. And it was just like, I hate it. I hate it in films where people go and do something and then they go back to where they were. I just like, keep it flowing.
The idea of like going back is, I agree. I don't think they should have gone back into the room once they escape it.
Can I just mention, this film has got a $19 million budget. So like,
that's it.
Considering it was all filmed in like one room / parking lot / tunnel / other room, and that's about it, excluding the intro with the country lanes and stuff. That's a lot of money to go into a lot of nothing.
I imagine the actors were paid quite a bit for this.
Yeah, so after deciding they shouldn't leave the hotel room because the people are going to be out there waiting for them, they decide, we'll just leave the hotel room. So they walk slowly across the motel forecourt, but they're ambushed by the killers who just chase them back into the room. What do you think of the way these killers look?
Okay, so on this bit, I've got noted down, this bit must be taken straight from Halloween 2, because one of them's walking towards him, and there's this red light on the side of his face, and it's exactly the same shot of like Michael Myers walking after Laurie when she's trying to get back into the hospital.
Right, okay.
Maybe it's a coincidence, but he's walking, whereas I think that Ethan Embry's character is like just runs past him, but he's just, it looks exactly like that shot, which I did like, and I do like their masks, and I like the fact that they're like fast.
To me, this is how a guy in these snuff films would dress, just overall, so you can't know identifying marks, a mask and a beanie. They've got to cover themselves up because they don't want to be identified on these. Because these we find out later, these videos are being sold and sent around the country.
Yeah.
I didn't like him when I first saw him. I thought that's just a bit lazy. It's a bit like there's not really much to him. But then, if you think about it in the context of in the film universe, they are quite good. Because they wouldn't be wearing like big elaborate rubber Michael Myers masks or like Freddy Krueger hats and shit like that. They're all cool. These are practical outfits for these guys, I think.
Yeah, they were wearing the all those stupid Michael Myers masks you see online, all the deformed ones, or the Freddy Krueger mask. I like them. I think they look scary.
To me, I'm trying to find an image of it now. Do you remember when Slipknot had those masks of like their own faces?
Yeah.
Can't find a picture of it now, but I can see it clearly in my mind. It looked a lot like them. And also, have you seen the film Hush?
No, but I could see what you're on about.
Yeah, if you look at
the mask in that.
The mask in that, basically, because he wears a beanie with it, so he kind of looks like one of them. Yeah.
Always creeps me out in films, like say the map, when you can see like the shape of somebody's eye just underneath like the shape of the eye of the mask. It's creepy.
So they're back in the room. Then David manages to run out of the room again without anybody seeing, and then he reaches the phone box and he calls 911, which apparently the killers have just rigged up to call the manager's office instead of the police. Now, is that something that can happen? I thought like 911 is like sacred and you just can't reroute the number unless you just like switch the numbers around on the phone box.
I would cut this whole bit out really, but
with some hotels you have to dial a number for an outside line first. So if they've got that phone box just linked straight to the hotel, then it would just be the same line as the hotel. So you'd have to press like 0 for an outside line first, then 911, something like that. So maybe they've rigged up 9 to call to the reception area, something like that. It's definitely doable. It's not unrealistic.
Yeah, I guess so.
I didn't dislike it that much because I did like the line where he refers to him by his name, and then it's like you already knew that was happening, but I just thought it was a little bit creepy. A little bit creepy in a good way.
Yeah.
Mr. Farr.
If I was in their situation, I don't think in my mind I'd be like, that telephone box definitely doesn't work,
Yeah, of course.
But who knows?
Remember though, we are in 2007, 2006, so I mean people did have cell phones, but they were nowhere near what they are today, True. We get so basically David is on the phone with the 911 operator who is clearly the manager, put on a little posh voice. David is clued in when the manager refers to him as Mr. Fox, and we get this fucking car jump scare where it smashes through the phone box, and David is just seconds, dives out seconds before it like plows into him. I did think this stunt looked really good actually. It just like demolishes, there's glass and metal everywhere. I thought it was pretty cool.
I wonder if he'd have done that though, whether they would have been filming it and put that in the video they were going to sell to the trucker.
Yeah, maybe they've got handhelds as well. Can either of you tell me where David runs to after this phone box incident?
Yeah, back to inside the room.
Back to the room again. Fucking hell. Oh, man.
Yeah.
So he smashes a mirror and he arms himself with a shard of glass. We get a pretty creative shot of Kate Beckinsale and Luke Wilson sitting up against the wall while the camera fades out to a TV screen monitor and it's the manager watching through the office. I thought that was a good shot. I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, and you can see like the full setup then, which has been like, fuck, they've been doing this for years because he's got about 40 different like VHS players and like loads of TVs. Yeah, pretty good.
So Amy, who hasn't really been doing much, she falls asleep and because she's like doped herself up so much and she wakes up, she's like, no, I need to stay awake. And he's like, I thought I'd let you sleep because you're a fucking pillhead. David, he's sort of using her as a distraction. He's leaving her where she is, where he knows that there's a camera on it so that the killers won't think that they've ran off. So he's watching the snuff films to look what's happened to the previous victims and pick up any tips or tricks that he can. And he notices that a killer always emerges from the bathroom in every single tape because they think they're safe in the room, but then a killer ambushes them from behind, meaning that there must be some kind of way into the room from there. So he discovers a trapdoor, but before he can go down there, a truck pulls up and they bang on the windows to get this driver's attention. James, do you want to tell us what happens with this driver?
So the driver gets out the lorry and then Luke and Kate are banging on the window trying to get his attention, and then he's like, what? And he's walking towards them like the trucker from Halloween 6, the opening, and he's walking towards them, and then we think, oh my god, he's going to get killed by the two guys who are killing everyone, but it turns out he is the guy that's buying the tapes from Frank Whaley, or he's the guy funding it all. I don't know.
Yeah, I got the impression he was a customer.
Yeah. Me too. Yeah, because he like gives a look over to the window and he's like
he's turned up on set while they're shooting.
This didn't make me feel creepy, but the idea of somebody turning up and buying all those tapes, like, he's probably taking them to like some of his mates in work and like a couple of dollars here and there. It's fucking gross. Like, I do like that. It's
a way to like hint at the wider world of this shit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, there's an entire network out there of this stuff going on. Like, he's probably like a distributor, isn't he?
Yeah. What do we think about being VHSs as well? Do you think that again that's more like if we make it VHS, it's like grimy, like the motel rooms and stuff? Like, imagine if it was DVD, like we were saying, Kill List the other week, we were saying DVD kind of like puts more of a timestamp on it. Like, I think it'd be creepier if it was DVDs.
Yeah, but I think maybe in 2007 DVDs were still like a huge thing.
Yeah, true.
So I think with it being VHS, looks a bit more dated. I think, because they're meant to be a bit further out in the sticks and a bit more behind the times, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah,
what works well with it being VHS is that VHS came out in like the 70s, so this is like almost 30 years later, and this could place this film, watching it back, it could place it in the 2000s, in the 90s, in the 80s, or the 70s.
Yeah.
So when I've been thinking about the whole DVD thing with Kill List, like, DVDs were only really around for about 15 years, I would say. Like, I know they're still around, you can still buy them. Dan, you still got a collection, but people just stream nowadays, don't they? And you've got dodgy sticks where you could chuck a shitload of films on them and stuff like that. So DVDs really would put a film in a certain time period, whereas VHS has got a lot more.
Yeah, true.
A lot more time to where it could have been. So this film could have been set in the 70s, There's only one phone in it that makes it a mobile phone, that makes it sort of modern, It could have been in the 80s, it could have been in the 90s, so it works well all round, I would say. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely, yeah. No. I kind of wish it was set in like the 90s, late 80s.
Yeah.
That's really blown my mind when you've just said about the DVDs only being around for 15 to 20 years. Yeah, it is, you're right, isn't it? From, say, like the mid to late 90s up until, I mean, obviously they're still around, but until about 2016 when people stopped. Yeah, it's weird. Well, it's freaked me out a bit, that.
My first DVD that I ever got was in 2002, and it was Finding Nemo. I didn't buy it. It came with a DVD player, I think. Shut up, Jay. It came with a DVD player that I bought.
Your Finding Nemo DVD player.
I would say that I probably stopped buying DVDs about 10 years later. Maybe I'd buy the odd one, but like 10 years for me, DVD.
It's proper, like, say now, if I go like to the charity shops and stuff like that, it's like going like vintage hunting. It's like if you look for a DVD that you can find, and like I started buying them again now, but like, because it's like a £5 for £1. They're that old.
I had something on DVD, I think. So, it was Enter the Void by Gaspar Noé. So I've got that on DVD somewhere, and I kept it because I paid about £30 for it, and I wasn't just going to chuck it with all the rest of them. So, and it's quite hard to find. So I remember suggesting that me and my missus watched it. She was like, I haven't got a DVD player. I was like, we'll just watch it on the PlayStation. She was like, nah, DVDs give me the ick. So if you're if you're a dude who has DVDs, you've got a fabric belt, a Velcro wallet.
I was going to say, yeah,
a DVD collection.
Yeah, whenever I stream something at home, it's like, oh, I'll just put something to stream. Like putting a DVD in front of someone. It's quite embarrassing. Really.
Yeah, watching the console like suck it in.
And it's even worse if you're like doing it for a TV series. Like, what episode are we on? Right, season 4, episode 5.
It was when we were watching Sharp Objects recently. It was like, right, we finished disc 1, babe. Very old school, God. Fucking hell. But yeah, so
yes,
back to the trucker. So yeah, it turns out he is picking up a delivery, and it's gross.
I reckon for me, it implies that he is distributing it as well. So like, think about how far truckers drive, and for some reason she knows that he's been driving for a long time. She's like, he's been driving for hours. It's like, well, how the fuck do you know? But he has got an easy way to get it around the country, hasn't he? So I reckon that's what he's doing. Why is he turning up so late at night? You know what I mean?
I think he gets handed like a case of them, doesn't he?
Yeah, so he's probably part of the organisation as a distributor.
Makes me feel gross.
Yeah, so David and Amy realise they're not going to be saved by this truck driver, so they think, fuck it, we'll just go down in the trapdoor, see where we end up. And the trapdoor leads to this long crawl tunnel, and the tunnel it looks like something from it's funny because I've literally, just before I watched this, I watched one of the final episodes of Better Call Saul where the hit squad turn up at Lalo's house to try and kill him, and he jumps down a tunnel exactly like this to escape him.
Yeah.
What made me laugh about this one is a part where Luke Wilson sees that it's covered in rats, and he's like, Amy, whatever you do, don't scream. And I was like, is that a thing? That's very outdated that women are just scared of rats, like in some sort of Tom and Jerry cartoon. You know what I mean? Like, is that a thing? Because I've seen rats, and I've seen women that have seen rats, and they don't scream and jump on and start like hitting it with a handbag. You know?
Eek a mouse.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I wouldn't want to crawl through this like dark tunnel full of rats, though.
I love rats, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the tunnel leads to the manager's office, and we see more snuff videos. This one is of an old man begging for his life and being stabbed to death. I thought this was another horrible one. Ugh.
So mega.
Yeah, they call 911 and they get through to the real 911 this time. Don't bother calling 911, here's the real number. 912. Yeah, but they're interrupted by the bad guys who come storming back in the office looking for them, and fucking hell, like, at this point the manager's like, look, they've gone back in the tunnel, get in there after them. And I was waiting for it to pan out to them not being in the tunnel and hiding somewhere else, like, and they've outsmarted the bad guys, but nope, they've actually just gone back into the tunnel and going back the way they came.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, for fuck's sake. But I didn't realise that these tunnels actually run in other directions, so they take a left and they end up in the petrol station. But I didn't realise what it was at first. Like, this looked like a Victorian tobacco shop, because like there's all these vintage signs, and I was like, where the hell are I thought like they were in the Old West or something. You're like a saloon.
Looks like the thing from Twin Peaks season 3, doesn't it? You know, where all the lightning keeps happening and all the people keep appearing outside that old petrol station.
Oh yeah. The convenience store.
Yeah, the guy's asking for a light, right?
Yeah.
So they are now watching what's going on at the motel from the gas station, because nobody realizes that they're in the gas station. The cops turn up. The sheriff turns up. Probably they've traced the call to the motel, and they send this like poor old Mr. Garrett looking dude by himself to check this out. It's like, there's someone trying to kill us. I know. Let's send this old dude by himself. You know.
Yeah.
He sees the snuff film tapes, and fucking hell, this was just. He comes staggering out of the room because he's just seen this horrible video, and he's like, oh my god, Kate Beckinsale is like, look, he looks scared, he must be on our side. They sprint over to him and they all jump in the car. He holds them at gunpoint first. He's like, freeze, and they're like, oh no, it's us, we're the ones that called you. And he's like, okay, get in the car, we'll get out of here. And the engine's been fucked with, so he gets out, lifts the bonnet up, fiddles with it. When he closes the bonnet, obviously one of the killers is behind him, stabs him and kills him. Yeah, I was so annoyed at these cliches at this point. Every time the film would give me something pretty cool, like the snuff stuff, this just
Yeah.
So with this sheriff being dead, guess where Amy and David run to? Guess where they go?
Do they go into another room?
Another room! Yeah, out in the open, just fucking run. Just running down the road. So they get into this room and David like breaks off like is it like the handrail from the bathroom? And I thought, yeah, he's gonna fuck shit up with this. He's gonna like kick their ass. But like he doesn't. He just uses it to break the window. And Amy's like, oh, we'll never fit through that. And he's like, we don't have to. So he tears a bit of her clothes off, hangs it on the glass to make it look like she's gone out of the window. Like, he literally hides her up in the attic, gives her an Anne Frank, tosses her up there. And he's like, listen, do not make any sound whatsoever, no matter what happens. And she's like, okay. And then he goes out. He's like, right. And I was gearing up for a big final fight here. I thought, come on, here we go. So he opens the door, gets stabbed within seconds.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking the same because I couldn't really remember what happened at the end of this at all. And when he like he pulls that bar off, I'm like, yeah, he's actually gonna fucking kick some ass. Like, nope.
And we get this long, like, slow death crawl. He's crawling on the floor like he's Solid Snake. Like, ugh.
I didn't mind this. I thought his acting was pretty good in this, and he looks like he's shaking, and he looks like grey and just knackered. He is knackered.
He's probably hungover from all the drinking he was doing on set.
That's a behind the scenes clip of him arriving on set.
And they just decided to just kill him in real life. Yes, so rest in peace, David. He's gone. His trick does work, though. So the snuff film gang think that Amy has gone out the window, so they leave to find out where she's gone. So she hides up in the attic till morning. And she basically just comes down in the daylight, and somehow they've worked out that she isn't on the run. So that like one of them's waiting in the bathroom for her, and the other one's waiting across the courtyard.
I mean, to be fair, they might have checked cameras in there, maybe.
Yeah, I think the manager says something like they figured out where she is, but they were waiting until morning to kill her for some reason. Because he said, "I should have killed you last night." So I think there is something there.
Yeah,
possibly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So she sprints across the courtyard. She gets chased by the two killers, and she jumps into that beamer that smashed into the phone box earlier, and she uses it to kill the two overalls guys by fucking. I love this stunt. She just smashes into one of them like fucking Ben Tramer style, pins him into like. But she goes into the room and like knocks half the motel down as she does it, while the other guy is like dangling through the sunroof trying to get her.
Yeah.
And they both just taken out in one. Fucking this looked so good.
Yeah, I thought Ethan Embry as well, after when he's like smashed up against the wall and he's like screaming for help and he's like looking around. I thought that was really effective. I do wish they did get their comeuppance a bit more though, like we're tortured, like a bit more torture, or she would actually maybe smash one of them in the head or something with a hammer. That'd be pretty cool.
It's like a couple of the guys in the film You're Next. A couple of the killers in that get absolute shit kicked out of them.
Yeah.
I think that would have been good for this, yeah.
But it's pretty instantaneous though, isn't it? Like, it looks really good, but yeah.
So the manager sees what's gone on. He's very displeased. Amy goes into the office and arms herself with a mallet, but realizes that this isn't going to do much good. So she reaches up to get the second 6-shooter that was hanging up on display in the office. Now, as she's reaching up to do it, she gets garroted or throttled from behind with a wire with the manager. And they get into a bit of a fight, but it's quite a generic fight. You know, there's nothing any good about it. You know, it's just pretty basic. And they're both holding a gun on each other. And now she fires the gun, and I thought it just clicks, it misfires. And I thought, does he think that it's not loaded? But then it is loaded, and she just blows him away with like 3 or 4 shots and kills him.
It's like the whole Shaun of the Dead Winchester thing.
Yeah. That is the end of the manager. What did you think of Frank Whaley's performance as the manager? Did you think he was a scary villain or what?
No, I did. When she's shooting him at the end, he's like, oh! It's funny, and I think it's done on purpose, but it's fucking no, he's not scary at all.
Yeah, he's not, is he?
No.
He's just completely not. Paul, what about you?
Yeah.
I don't want to take the piss out of it too much because it was James's pick and I don't want to be mean.
No, go for it.
It's just all dog shit on it. Yeah. I'll talk about it in my final thoughts, but yeah.
Your final thoughts will be coming up because we're right at the end of the film. So basically, after the manager is shot dead, Amy walks out, she kneels down over David's dead body, kisses it, get a wide shot of the motel in the glaring sunlight, and that's it. Film's over pretty quickly. No wrap-up, no police turn up, no...
What did we say? Oh, it's like debrief. Friday the 13th part 7, that ends rapidly. And I was like, oh, they must have had a scene there, but it's been deleted. There must have been something in there. I don't know.
I thought the police do turn up,
No, it's just the theme starts playing and it just like tracks back.
We go back to those awesome credits.
Yeah, and that's it.
Yeah. And that's good, is it? What's so good about that? The look on her face was one of disappointment.
I don't actually care for drama.
Oh, yeah.
I don't actually care for Vacancy.
Yeah, so that's the end of the film. Who wants to go first with what they thought about it? Paul, I'll ask you as a first-time viewer.
Right. It was hard because I wanted to like it. I think this is the kind of film that if you caught randomly at 2 a.m. on Film 4 or something like that, without knowing anything about it, and it's just like, oh, there's a film started, and you put it on and you watch. I think it would be a perfectly good film for that kind of moment, But it's just it was just very basic. I thought there was at least going to be a twist or something, but there wasn't. There were only 3 bad dudes, one of which looked like an absolute fanny who you could take, who Kate Beckinsale's character could take. And the other 2, who was the third guy? Because we know Ethan Embry's character was one of them, but who was the other dude? We don't know.
Never explain.
They never explain it. Yeah, like you said before, Dan, it's like a mainstream cinema kind of thriller horror type thing. I would say more could have been put in it to make it better, but I'm very glad that it wasn't longer than it was. Yeah, I think there's a good concept there, but kind of executed not even poorly, just so mediocrely.
Yeah.
That I would never recommend it to anybody, but I'm not going to tear it apart because I don't think it was that bad. It just wasn't good. It was just very, very much in the middle for me. I'd give it a solid 5, maybe a 4 out of 10, personally.
James, what about you?
Obviously, years ago when I first saw this, 5 times in the cinema. No, so probably about 3 times. I swear it was about 3 times. Again, because it was the year of when all these films were coming out, and I was mad into this sort of film, and if I wanted to make films like this when I was younger. And upon rewatch, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be really, really bad. But I think the same as you, Paul. There's just obviously stuff happens in it, but the only titles and the snuff bits, they're the only good bits about it. I think I hate their relationship. I don't really like Luke Wilson's acting. Frank Whaley's character in it is just it looks. I think it looks good. But yeah, it's just very in the middle. Maybe that's just hopefully my tastes have changed. That's why I don't like it as much as I did. I wouldn't go to the cinema to watch this 3 times now. I'm not going to put it back on after this.
The thing is with these dealer's choice, they don't have to be films that you enjoy. They films that shaped you, and it's you went back to watch this 3 times, so you must have seen something in it then, and you've changed now. It's not you don't have to just choose a film that you enjoy that you like. It's just something that means something to you, whatever way. So
yeah, I think,
I do think you will go back and watch this again at some point. I don't think this will be the last time you ever watch this, because 10 years from now you're going to think,
we covered that on the podcast. Yeah, true. I don't know. It's still there's still something about it that I do like. I think whether that's the fact that it's set in the South US. But yeah, it's very, like we said, of its time. I don't know what it's missing, because it's like you said, Paul. It's not bad, but it's very vanilla.
Yeah.
I don't know, 2 out of 5 maybe 2.5.
Can I just add one thing that I was going to say as well? I expected a twist in this, and one of the things I expected was that this was arranged by Luke Wilson's character because of their relationship. And then about halfway through, I was like, ooh, maybe it's her character who's arranged all this. And then it just got to a point where I was like, oh no, there isn't going to be anything that I didn't expect. 20 minutes in, I just knew everything that was going to happen 20 minutes in.
Yeah.
But I just mentioned that before Dan says his piece.
Yeah. I think with it being so basic as well, I think back then you could get away with making a film like this and it would just be watched and enjoyed. I think now people expect more from their horror, Horror's such big business these days, way bigger than it was back then. And this film made money, but today you expect some, I don't want to use the term elevated horror or clever horror or anything like that, but you expect something really good. Like the film Weapons, that was
still not seen that, so no spoilers.
Yeah, I'm with you too. I love the credits, I love the snuff film parts. They were the only bits that I really stood up and took notice. This was just paint by numbers. It had every cliche, you know, like, I hate it when horror films do this. I hate it when they've seen something that was scary in the past and they reuse it without knowing why it's scary, without bothering to build the tension. You know, the whole shower curtain thing, or seeing the killer in the room, or seeing the killer walk behind people or appear behind people. It was all just taken from other films, just without any love put into it. It's just, let's add this, let's add, you know, I'm surprised there wasn't a cat jump scare in this, you know?
True, yeah.
I don't like Luke Wilson. I didn't like him in this. The villain was awful. Again, not really badly acted, but just no menace to him. It was technically pretty well shot, and it looks really good. There's some shots that look really good. Like that final shot I really enjoyed. But, you know, when they leave the room, they go back to the room, they leave the room, they go back to the room, they're in the tunnel, they go back up, and I didn't enjoy it. I'll probably never watch this again, but I'm glad I did watch it to feel like I've got a more rounded opinion on it now, you know? I feel 2 out of 5, 1.5, yeah. But thank you for choosing it, though.
That's okay. I'm glad it's off my list now, because now I can get to the stuff that I'm into now as a film connoisseur. You know?
You can show off now.
Yeah.
Show off now.
Yeah.
Paul, do you have any trivia, or is there a vacancy for that sort of thing?
Yeah, I do. Play the jingle. So I already opened up with the first one earlier. Kate Beckinsale had a difficult time working on the film with Luke Wilson, who often showed up hungover, late and unprepared. The Pinewood Motel was actually built specifically for the film and was not a pre-existing location. Moreover, the Pinewood Hotel was actually 2 entirely separate sets, one interior and one exterior. The director remarked that the attention to detail by the production designers was astonishing, since they were able to take an entirely new structure and make it look like a rundown dive motel. He remarked that after shooting each day, he felt that he needed to shower off the feel of the set, despite it actually being quite clean.
I do think the motel looks really good. You know, that horrible brickwork on the outside you can see through the gaps. It looks really like from the 70s sort of thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I think the set design on this is really good. And I know we were saying earlier, like, oh, it's like a rundown motel, like not so much from the production design aspect, but I think they do such a good job of that. It's so good.
Wilson refused to stand off camera during scenes in which Beckinsale needed someone to read her lines to, sending his stand-in instead. Nice one, mate. Eventually, an appalled Beckinsale refused to do her own off-camera work for Wilson's benefit, instead sending a photograph of herself to the set with a note which read, "Read your lines to this. It will be better for both of us."
Yeah, no, I hope that's true.
It has to be. It's on here. The snuff films were all shot on the first day of shooting. The complete snuff films are listed on the film's home video release. Wow. Why have none of us said wow yet? The cast and crew remarked that the film was intended as an homage to old school horror films, primarily Sir Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho 1960, and as a result of this, the emphasis is placed primarily on suspense over gory violence. I don't
think that's true at all.
I don't think they did.
I think this film had neither. So
I think the only thing is the title sequence for a bit looks like something
from
Hitchcock
Psycho
would use, and the motel. There's nothing like Psycho in it.
The scene where David and Amy's BMW car crashes into the motel was done as a practical stunt, not with computer effects. Cool.
Yeah, nice.
That's probably why it looks so good, and that's why it's probably the best scene of the film.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Sarah Jessica Parker was originally selected for the film, but dropped out and was replaced by Kate Beckinsale.
You just imagine her narrating it like she's in Sex and the Sea. Were these killers really going to hurt me? God.
Just trying to flick through these because they're dog shit. Like, listen to this. Luke Wilson's character in Bongwater 1998 is also called David. Who cares? Right, so I've got 2 more for you. These are from the spoiler section. The victims in all the snuff films were professional stunt people to keep the films looking as chaotic as possible. They did not block out or rehearse the action. The actors were given a general overview of what would happen, which allowed them to make it up on set, thus lending to the snuff authenticity. Yeah, I mean, like, we've said it. It's the best part of the film, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Wise choice.
And I'm going to leave it at that because the next one is dead long and it looked boring as fuck, so I'll leave it at that. There's the trivia of the week. It's better than all that number 23 trivia though, isn't it? Fucking hell.
Right, Dark Talkers, that was episode 2 of Dealer's Choice in the bag. It's now time for my Dealer's Choice for next episode. Ooh, you excited?
Yeah. I am.
Go on, Paul, you're going to have a guess. You always have a guess at what I choose.
Oh, I don't have a clue now. Don't have a clue. Something shit, probably.
No, I am going to choose a film that neither of you have seen, and I'm sure I've mentioned it to you both in the past. It's a recent film. Well, it's 10 years old now, so it's recent. Means a lot to me. Really good film. It's the last DVD I ever bought brand new from like hmv.com, I think, something like that. We'll get into the history of the film when we watch it. But I have chosen from 2016 A Dark Song, which I think is incredibly underrated film. Needs more people talking about it, and I want you both to see it so we can discuss it on the episode. So there you go.
Nice. I remember the title, but I've never seen it. I don't want to look at too much.
I just had a quick look. It's got the guy from Sightseers in it.
It's got the guy from Vacancy in it.
It's Luke Wilson. He's
friend of the pod, I believe.
Steve Oram in it. Yeah, so there you go. Right, thank you everybody for listening. If you want to get in touch, you can get in touch with us on Blue Sky at Stan Dash at dark-talk.uk. So thank you for listening. Goodbye and good night.
Good night.
Goodbye.